Alright guys, you know the drill. Hopefully you're not starting this until you've already tried most of the practice problems, and you're either checking answers or you're getting hints if you got stuck. So I'm going to fly as fast as I can through this, which on some of them might not be as fast as others, just because a little bit more arithmetic might be required. But I'm doing my best. Alright, let me add 28 to both sides, and I'm going to get... Ooh, that's a negative. So I'm actually subtracting. So that's a negative 178, and that's a negative 32a. Okay, I'm about to divide by a negative, so big drum roll moment. I need to switch that sign in the middle, okay? And a negative 178 divided by a 32, is that going to be like 6? No. What's that going to be? 5, 6... Will it be 7? No, it won't be 8. It won't be 9. Surely it won't be 9. No. Crap. Okay, so maybe I'll just reduce it. Let me just divide by 2. Divide by 2. That's going to be 2. Ooh. Yikes. 89/16. Does anything go into that? Gross. I think that's pretty much it. Yay. Okay, so now we need a number line answer. Alright, so if this is what we have, we're kind of approximating this because we're going to be like in between two integers. So I'm thinking like about 90, in fact, you know what? Forget that. Let's just see about what that is. 89 divided by 16. Okay? I'm getting 5.5, so about 5.5. So we'll go over to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A little more than 5.5. I'm going to put a closed-in circle. Why? Because there's an equal to thingy underneath it. And since it's less than or equal, I'm going to shade that way. Okay, so that should be sort of what you're looking at. Now, hopefully they'll go a little quicker, as long as we can avoid big numbers or fractions I can't do in my head. Okay, so we're starting this just like a normal algebra problem. I'm going to put these together. I'm showing all my work. I know some of y'all do not because, you don't, but I think that you should because you may make a mistake if not, right? And then B would be less than or equal to -7. Okay, so here's the thing on these. The variable can stay where it was. I never divided by a negative. If you don't like the way that looks, just flip-flop the whole thing so that it's B less than or equal to -7. Or if you read it just fine that way, then just do that. Okay, so -7 is going to be here. I'm going to do a closed circle, and B is less than that, so once again, I'm going to shade that way. Okay, so there's 1 and 2. All right, number 3 and 4. These are going to be sketches for you to shade and do. So you should have started at -3. You should be going up 1 and over 3. Up 1 over 3. You should have done a dashed line because of that symbol. And since y is less than this, you should have shaded underneath. Number 4, y is greater than or equal to -x plus 5, which means start at 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, put a circle, go down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1, solid line because of this symbol, and greater than, so shade on top. Moving right along to number 5. Or whatever that looks like. That's a 5. Okay? Number 5, same as before, except now you need to get the y by itself. So that should be step 1. The minute you divide by that -3, you flip the sign in the middle. So it should have been this. Now, there is no y-intercept, which means it's 0, since it's not shown over here. And then up 4 over 3. Dashed line, and y is greater than, so shade up here. Number 6, same thing. We want to isolate that y. Going to divide by 3, which it's a +3, so you get to keep the whatchamacallit the same, the symbol in the middle the same. I'm going to start at 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to go down 8 over 3. Yikes. Okay. I'm going to do a dashed line again for the same reason as number 5. And now which way do I shade? Y is less than all this mess, so I'm going to shade under my curve. If I'm less than, I'm under. If I'm greater than, I'm over. All right. Now we get to systems of equations. And I told you solve any way you want, okay? And I'm just going to use my own rules for using the best method that I talked about in the video. For me, these don't look pretty at all, so I guess what I'm going to do is go ahead and use elimination on 7. I'm going to move the 16 over here and then keep the x and the y. So that means that I can keep the 6 over here, but then I need to move the 3x over and then keep the 6y the way it is. Now, this one, gosh, these aren't pretty. Okay, so let me go with 12. Both of these go into 12, so I'm actually going to multiply this equation by 2 and this equation by 3 just so I could cancel out the y's. So it's going to be 48 equals 21x minus 12y, and then the bottom one will now be 12 equals negative 6x plus 12y. Now I'm going to add my equations. That goes away. And I'm left with 60. What's 21 minus 6? 15x. Okay. Divide both sides by 15, and you will get 4, I believe. Yes. Okay. And now what? Okay, the x is 4. Now we need the y. So to get the y, I'm going to go back up to something easier, like maybe up here. So 16 equals 7 times 4 is 28 minus 4y. And I'm going to solve for it this way, right? So negative 4y equals, what's the difference there? 12? Negative 12. So y is 3. And if you want to check your answer, just plug both of them back in up here. And you'll see that, you know, that's it. You can plug it in and just make sure you did it right. Okay, that's number 7. Number 8. Let's see if these get any easier. Okay, 8 is also jumbled up, scrambled, all weird. Nothing is isolated. I'm going to use elimination again. Alright, this is how I'm choosing to line it up. You can line it up however you want, guys. Like however you want. That's totally fine. Minus 2y. And then minus 2x. Okay, so over here, it looks like if I multiply the bottom equation by negative 9, that I will be in business, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and do this and add at the same time. So negative 9 times negative 6 is positive 54, and I'm going to add that 6 to it and get a 60. Negative 9 times negative 2 is positive 18, and then minus that 3 would be 15y. And then negative 9 times negative 2 is positive 18, and those go away. This is kind of what I want, right? So on this one, I'm getting a y of 4. And now I need to find my x. So I'm just going to plug it back in. That one's fine. It doesn't really matter where you plug it back in. Add that over. 18 equals negative 18x. So I'm getting x is negative 1. So hopefully that's right. You can plug them back both in to check them. Let me know if I get it wrong. Shoot me an email. Tell me in tutorials. Same thing here, number 9. Everybody scrambled and they look stupid. So I'm going to move just the constants over, and I'm going to leave the x and y over on the right together. Doesn't matter what side anybody's on. That is a 12. So then we have, what is that? Minus 8x and plus 3y. Okay. Same thing here. What do I need to do? I'm going to double an equation, and it doesn't really matter. I guess I'm going to double this equation. Let me double the bottom equation. So I'll double this one, and then I'll add them together. So if I double this, that's 24 and 12 is 36. If I double this, it's negative 16 plus 4. And if I double that, it's positive 6, and those go away. So that means that x is negative 3 on this one. And then to find my y, I plug it back in. So I got 12. No, what happened? I don't have a pen anymore. Oh, there it is. Hello. Okay. Let me erase that. Okay, so now I'm going to plug it back in. So 12 equals, plug in that negative 3, so I get negative 12 minus 6y. Add that over, negative. So I'm getting negative 4. Yay! All right, cool. So the last one, oh my gosh, it's not even the last one. Wishful thinking. All right, this one, just for grins, I'll tell you what, I'm going to do like, actually I'm not, because the next two are substitution. So let me just keep up with elimination on this one. 1 equals, why is this pen being so stupid? Give me just a second. Okay, hopefully my pen is done being stupid, but if not, I'm sure you'll hear me yell at it again before this video is over. Okay, so leaving the 1 on that side, gonna leave the 16 on that side. So that would be a 2x plus 4y, the 16. Okay, this is what we're looking at. Now, I didn't line them up because I'm not focused apparently. Let me double this equation, and at the same time I will write them in the same order over here, okay? So that means that I'm going to double this and get a 2, double that and get a 2y, double that and get a negative 2x. Now we're cooking. Those are gone. 18, 6y, y equals 3 is what I'm getting here. So y is 3. And now I need my x. So I'm going to come back to any equation and just plug it in, right? So 1 equals 3 minus x, so x must be 2. Okay? All right, number 11. Now, finally, I'm just going to recopy what I see because finally there is a good problem where a variable is already isolated. Okay? And since this variable is already isolated, I'm going to use substitution instead of elimination. So I'm going to take all of this and plug it in for that x. Okay. So it should look something like that. So x is equal to all that, so all that goes in the place of x above. And then I just solve. So 2y plus 4y is 6y, minus 4 equals 8. 6y equals 12, y equals 2. And to get my x, we can plug in anywhere that we like. Let's just go back to the original, right? Let's go back to right here, plug in a 2 for y, and get 4 plus x equals 8. So I'm getting my x to be 4. Just without algebraing, just kind of looking at it and thinking about it. And then number 12, also a good candidate for substitution because right off the bat it's y equals x minus 2. And then we've got 4x equals negative y plus 3. So I'm going to take all of this that says it's equal to y and plug it into y. So 4x is negative all of that plus 3. And now we just solve it out, right? Distribute, distribute. Hopefully you distributed to the negative 2 as well. Then let me add this fella back over. Put those together, and I'm getting x is 1. And if x is 1, and I plug it in back here, 1 minus 2 is negative 1. So that is our solution for this worksheet. Of course, I avoided fractions and things were pretty and there was no such thing as a no solution or an infinite solution. That's something that, you know, you can look back up or we can talk about in tutorials, but hopefully it went well for you and we'll see you guys later.